Today's video is just a continuation of the conversation of what is happening in the El Paso County, Colorado Springs real estate market. It's definitely shifting, it's definitely correcting, and we have the August statistics. So I'm going to share that with you, but I'm also going to talk about why I feel that this market is still going to do just fine at the end of 2022 as well as 2023 and thereon. So stay tuned. Hey, Laura Gallant here with Mountain Prairie Living, empowered by ERA Shields, and welcome to my channel where I answer questions about the home buying and selling process, talk about neighborhoods of Colorado Springs, and all the fun things there are to do here. If you are buying or selling in Colorado Springs, then let's connect. Today's video, I'm going to talk about the August stats for 2022, but I also want you to watch till the end because I'm going to talk a little bit about the employment situation of our market and how there's some inequities and some of the things that we are doing as a community to work towards changing that. So stay tuned to the end. So let's start with the August 2022 stats, and we're going to start with inventory levels and days on market. So the inventory level went up just a hair. It was 1.8 months in July of 2022. It is 1.9 months in August of 2022. So just under 2 months of inventory. Still considered a seller's market, but we are seeing, because homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer, that buyers have a little bit more leverage. So what did the days on market do? In July of 2022, it was 14 days on the market. In August 2022, it was 17, so it moved up. We are seeing the homes sit on the market a little bit longer, and I'll get into the price reduction percentage that we've been seeing. Last August, the days on market was 9. We've had a 53% increase year over year from August of 2021 to August of 2022. So looking at the total year-to-date sales, they are down 7% in August of 2022 compared to August of 2021. There are 771 less sales year-to-date, but they're still higher than 2020, 2019, and 2018. So it's still a reflection of the strong demand that we have in our market here. We have low inventory still, but we still have buyer demand. Now here's where we begin to see a little bit of the shift. Total under contract was down 32% from August of 2021. There was 6% drop from August of 2018. So the August 2022 numbers, they're the lowest in the past 5 years, and it speaks to the slowing, shifting market that we're in. Buyers certainly became more cautious as the interest rates went up, and they had more to choose from. The average home price, it is down 5% from July of 2022. It's currently $530,547. In July, it was $557,250. And in August of 2021, it was just under $500,000 at $499. So we are definitely seeing a shift, but it's still 6% higher than last year, year over year. The median house price is down just a hair. It's under 1%. It's currently $480,592. And in July of 2022, it was $482,500. But it is up 7% from August of 2021. So we still have some appreciation that we are achieving year over year in this market. With the inventory increasing and the interest rates rising, we are definitely seeing a shift in the market. Now, we just began to see it in the month of August. We saw a little bit in July, but we're really beginning to see the effects of the shifting market now. It's been about 3 months since we began to see that initial brakes on since the interest rates went up. But we are definitely in a shifting market at this point right now in El Paso County, Colorado. Price reductions. If you follow me on Instagram, you're hearing me talk about the price reductions every day. In August, we saw 67% of the active listings have a price reduction. The average price reduction overall was about 5 to 6% reduction. Now, overall, there was a discrepancy between price points. So the largest price reductions were seen between 0 and 200,000 with a 16% price reduction. And then it was seen above 2 million with 11% price reductions. The in-between, anywhere from 300,000 to 800,000, that averaged about 2.5% price reduction. I hope you're finding value in this video. If you are, smash that like button and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep going. So let's talk about appreciation, what's been going on. So the Economic Forum from UCCS, and the Federal Housing Finance Authority, or FHFA, they're predicting about 10% appreciation at the end of 2022. So I'm thinking it's going to be, depending on the location of El Paso County, you could see anywhere between 8 and 10%, because it does depend on location. Real estate's location, location, location. 2023, I think it's going to be anywhere from 2 to 3% equity or value increases of appreciation. And it's not necessarily flat. It's certainly not as high as we've seen, but notice that it's not negative. And I don't believe it's going to be negative for the reasons I'm going to discuss next. So stay tuned. While we are seeing a market correction and we're seeing a shift in the market, the first quarter of 2022 still provided 6.1% of appreciation. The second quarter showed 3.7% of appreciation. So let's look at the 20-year appreciation. If you've watched me for a while, you've heard me talk about it. But the last 20 years, the average appreciation in El Paso County is 6%, or about 5.9 right now. It kind of fluctuates around 6%. But let's look at the last 5 years. So in 2017, we saw 8.8% appreciation. In 2018, we saw 8.3% appreciation. In 2019, we saw 10.4% appreciation. 2020, we saw 13.7% appreciation. And in 2021, we had 18.3% appreciation. In 5 years, that's a total of 59.5% appreciation. In 20 years, the total appreciation rate for 20 years is 186.5% appreciation rate from 1992 to 2022. That's crazy. So what does that mean? So if you bought a $400,000 house in 2016, at this point in time, you will have gained about $238,000 worth of appreciation, or an average of about $47,000, give or take, dollars per year. You can't make that much on a savings account. So real estate is where most of America keeps its wealth. And mind you, it's been an incredible changing market. But an average appreciation rate is between 3 to 5%. So something had to give. With the rising interest rates, the market began to shift, and it's not a bad thing. We couldn't continue to go that way because our income has not risen at the same pace that the home prices have. So it puts the economy of this area in a little bit of a juxtaposed position. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the economics of the employment and what potential things that this community is doing to shift a little bit of that, and some potential opportunities for you as a person living in this community. Now, you might already feel this, you might know this, but we already have an affordability issue in this area. So we have home prices rising, but our income is not rising at that rate. But let's take a look at employment and some of the opportunities that this community has. Here's some things to note about the state of Colorado. According to the Census Bureau in 2019, Colorado is the second most educated state in the nation. 42.7% of people 25 years or older have a 4-year degree, a bachelor's degree or higher. So what does that mean? It doesn't mean we have more younger people. Well, we're beginning to attract more. Why? Because one, we have a very healthy state. We have so much beautiful outdoor resources, and many of the young, healthy people are attracted to that. But aside from that, let's talk a little bit about the employment of our area and what potential it offers for our community to bring the income up of this area. And let's take a look at our unemployment rates. Colorado Department of Labor and the Pikes Peak Workforce Center states that there's about 26,000 or so jobs on the market right now. There are about 13,000 unemployed. So what does that mean? It means that we've got some inequity going on, right? Why are these people not employed? And what's the difference between the jobs that are offered and the skills of the labor force that we have? So let's look at the 5 top industries that have jobs that on the market. The number one is health and social services. So why do we have a need for that? Well, one, we have an aging population. Two, we are one of the most popular areas for military to retire. So we have a larger VA presence here, and we have a lot of people aging. So overall, the healthcare system is a great opportunity. The next one is professional, science, and tech industry. So that's our aerospace, that's our space command. We have a lot of opportunity within that area with cyber IT, as well as anything that relates to the Space Force and what's going on to support that part of the military. Next one is really cool. It's accommodations and food services, because we are becoming a destination place to be. It is so beautiful here. We have a lot of visitors every year, but those visitors fall in love with Colorado Springs and they decide to move here, because as we're looking at more remote working and you can live anywhere, why would you not want to live here? So we have a large amount of jobs in the food service as well as accommodations area of the industry. Transportation and warehousing. Amazon, they have just built 2 huge buildings just recently, but they had a big one out by the airport. So that's obviously bringing jobs to our area, and that's warehousing and logistics and truckers, things like that, transporting things around. Of course, the 5th largest opportunities for jobs are in construction. We are 12,000 or so units short in housing. So we've got to be doing some building. So in existing homes as well as building new homes, the construction industry absolutely has opportunities out there. So those are our 5 top industries. Now, how does that relate to what the college system has, or the school system, or the tech schools offer? So the inequity that we see between the income and the cost of housing really relates to the job opportunities. So we have 26,000 jobs, we have 13,000 unemployed, but there's not a match between the skill levels. So many of the people who are seeking employees say that there's not a pool of employees for the specific job that they're looking for. So what is this community doing? The Pikes Peak Workforce Center, the Aurora Community College system, and the Pueblo College system, they're all discussing the fact that they need to change their curriculum, some of the certifications that they offer, so that they can begin to match the offering of skills out of their educational process that match the job opportunities that are here in the market, because some of those job salaries in some of those levels are in the $97,000 mark. So you have a missed opportunity or an inequity of what we need jobs for, but not the training. So this community is currently focused on that and beginning to work on that to change that inequity. But what will happen in the meantime? Well, those jobs are here. This is a fabulous place to live. I predict that we're still going to see quite a few younger people moving to take on those jobs that have the current skills from another state to increase our population here. We still see a slowing in overall US population as birth rates have gone down and the aged population are increasing. It's a very different story there. But as far as changing some of the inequities between the income, the job opportunities, and the values of homes, the community is trying to work on that focus and better match those school opportunities with the actual job opportunities that we have here in El Paso County. Here's something that just was announced. The Aerospace Corporation just unveiled $100 million, $90,000, what they call it, a space warfighting center coming that's going to add about 250 jobs. It's going to be supporting the development and training and testing of the nation's future space enterprises. Now, if you want to know more about that, then check out the link below, because there's a full article on it, and I wouldn't do it justice. But how awesome for the Space Command support to have that opportunity here in the Colorado Springs area. We continue to be in the top 10 of some of the best places to live, the best places to visit. It's just a wonderful area to be. So that's a positive about this market that will keep our market strong. Now, a few final parting thoughts. These are from Larry Kendall. He works with Ninja Selling, and he said something the other day on a podcast I was watching, and he said, you marry the house and you date the loan, meaning that if you can get into a home now and the interest rate goes up, good for you. That's great. You bought at a lower interest rate than it rose to. If the interest rate changes, you refinance because you buy the house to live in it. It becomes your sanctuary. It's certainly not, you're not buying it for the equity overall. You really do want to do it. The equity and the appreciation are just a bonus. And in a strong market like ours that will overall appreciate, which it's always appreciated except for the downturn of those bad loans during 2008, 2009, 2010, we have always appreciated. Like I said, the 20-year average appreciation rate is about 6%, 186.5% for over 20 years. That's pretty good. So it's something you really need to keep in mind when you're approaching buying or selling in this market. Inventory is still low and demand is still present. We have 12,000 units short of houses in this market. So I don't see that changing overnight unless a builder is phenomenal and can build 12,000 units that fast. So keep that in mind. That's a good place to be. We're coming into probably a more balanced market pretty soon. Lastly, real estate is a long-term investment. Colorado, El Paso County, and Colorado Springs historically have showed strong appreciation. We still have continued demand. You will be just fine if you were to enter into the market now. If you found value in this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend and subscribe to the channel. It really helps my channel grow. I'd love to hear your comments about what you're thinking about the current real estate market. What have you felt? Have you had pains in it? Have you had joy in it because you had great appreciation? What are your thoughts about the market and what the stats are showing us? I'd love to hear it, so comment below. If you're wondering if it's time to let your buyer's agent go, then check out this video next. It's such an important thing to have a great working relationship with your real estate professional. Don't hesitate to back up, slow down, ask questions. So I'm so glad you were here. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe, share it with a friend, and I'll see you on the next video.